Let's start with Bryson before we got into
All right, let's start with Bryson. How do we feel? How do we feel about Bryson?
I think the album was the second disc of Trap Soul without any standout records. There was no Don't on it. There was no Exchange on it. It was just all the album cuts from Trap Soul again.
So this was like Trapped Y'all.
And
Trapped Y'all. I trapped y'all into being my fans.
That's wild.
I like it though. I mean, I like the
Here's
album.
the thing.
Wait. It's Trapped Y'all.
Snug, he's a
He needs another nap.
Yeah, for real.
The culture is wilding today.
All right, go ahead. What you saying?
I think if he didn't wait too long, it would have been okay because obviously he found a pocket that his fans, like the younger kids, loved, and I would never fault him for continuing. Why fucking fix something that's not broke? But it was too long. It being too long, you couldn't just give us Trap Soul Part 2 when we waited that significant amount of time.
But what are we expecting from Bryson? Are we expecting ballads? Are we expecting to see a wide range of vocal ability? Are we expecting pop records? Are we expecting more rap?
I feel bad. I feel bad that the people kind of created this false perception of who they think he should be and who he should sound like. I thought initially that they hyped him up to be a bit bigger than he was. Mm-hmm. But he kind of fed into it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, as he should have. As an artist, you should feed into that, especially off your first album.
Not if you're gonna true to self me to death.
No, but the only thing is,
turn around later.
His writing, I think, improved. There was a bit more there than there was on Trap Soul, so I will say that's a positive out of it. But it still wasn't enough musically or a change at all for waiting that long.
If we're being modest, the writing last time around was moderate at best.
Well,
it's still moderate.
His fan base, in my opinion, is like a college kid, 22 years old. It's easy to digest. It's relatable to that crowd. I think it's perfect for what he's trying to do at the moment, but there's really was no growth within it. But again, it might have been okay had it not been so long because people just wanted to hear that again.
If this were a shorter album, I do agree.
That is another note. I think
people would have digested this a bit smoother than they did. I loved 1 through 8.
But here's my thing. Rory said it sounds like records that weren't on Trap Soul, meaning it sounds like Trap Soul. So is that a negative?
No, because I think we spoke about it on this podcast before that he should still stay, at least for the second album, in that realm. But if you're going to solidify yourself as an artist, there should be some growth, at least in the third and fourth album.
You got to be able to show a little more is in your arsenal. You got to show that you got a little more in your toolbox that you hear for the remainder.
But does he need to do that yet?
Yeah.
You think so?
Second album is?
Second album, when you got a sound that's working really well.
Boy, we are modest. Working really well or worked really well.
It did.
I say both.
It's not working.
It's a little too early, I think, to see how much this. Because if you remember, Trap Soul was a slow burn too. I know it caught on and was huge in like 1 week, but that album had been out for 3 or 4 months.
Yeah.
Okay,
so this could be a slow burn too. It's just everyone is on it quicker.
I certainly hope that it is. I hope I'm wrong. But do y'all hear anything on there that says that this may be a slow burner?
When I heard Exchange, I was like, all right, he definitely has a follow-up single for Don't. Mm-hmm. I didn't even really hear a first single on this. I heard some records that I like though. Don't get it twisted. It's not a bad album.
Yeah.
I still like half the album a lot. I do.
Yeah, there was at least 5 or 6 records that could have cut down.
Yeah.
And some of them felt dated too. It felt like he recorded those a little while ago.
I think he did. I mean, shit. Yeah. I think on one of the tracks he said that.
The records that he put out before the album I like too though. Like I like that. I love that.
But I mean,
I don't know why that wasn't on the album.
Why are you dressed like Bryson Tiller today? now that I'm looking at you, like, what's up?
I'm dressed like Bryson Tiller today. Okay.
No.
It's Bryson Tiller Day. Y'all didn't get the memo?
No.
I texted y'all in the group chat.
Yeah, I bet you fuck. Well, I was asleep.
Everybody dressed like Bryson.
But he's got the quotable thing. Like he gave people IG captions for the whole summer. He's got that realm. He has that Drake-ish part to him where he has things that people love to repeat and people love to tweet. And that's really valuable.
Yeah,
even though
they do love to quote Bryson.
Even though it's not brought up a lot, that's very valuable right now.
Yeah.
Is making records that people
y'all
can repeat.
Shoot the nigga all the bill y'all want. The fact of the matter is, now that we have the album, some things that some things that he displayed throughout the course of 2 years, we have enough to say, oh, that's why that happened. So y'all can shoot this nigga all of this bail. But the 19 tracks, along with the 2-year hiatus, along with the sound of some of these joints on here, along with the abrupt album drop, along with, I can name
It wasn't
this.
abrupt. He announced it, didn't he?
No,
That was a regular rollout for nowadays.
No, he announced it for June 23rd.
And then dropped it early?
And then dropped it,
I
yeah.
didn't pay attention to when the actual shit was.
And now we could look into them other records, that our other argument that we were saying early when I was like, when you said, no, that's not a rollout, he's just putting a record out. I'm like, no, he's putting a record out because they're trying to see what's good and just nothing is shaking with it. So now I could retroactively look at that and say, nothing was catching. Like, I'm not going to shoot the nigga all this bail y'all doing. I like the album. But
I don't
we're
know,
not
I don't know
going
if we're
to...
shooting him bail. I think
I
we
was just
said
going
our
off people
qualms
saying
with
it
it.
sounds like trap soul. I mean, what's wrong with that? If he put out an album trying to sound like somebody else, then we would have a problem with that too.
Well, there could have been growth within his sound.
He just needs to mature his sound. We don't want him to be somebody else.
So you don't feel like the sound?
He can't have the same cadence on every song. Damn that. You shouldn't.
Yeah, I agree.
So remember now in our old Bryson argument, you know, you used to always be right when you say I have to wait for a second body of work from Bryson. Now that we have that, I said on the show on my shit, I think Bryson immediately takes himself out of that conversation with the rest of them niggas.
With Tory specifically, or with R&B?
No, with all of the guys stylistically in that group. That's Tory, that's Party, that's
He still kind of owns that
No.
Bryson Tiller sound, though. A lot of people try to sound like Bryson. A lot. The way people copy Party, they copy Bryson.
Yeah, I can
There's a
see
lot,
that.
like we played a lot of sleeper picks on this podcast that sounded like just a Bryson Tiller remix.
Yeah, you called one of my sleepers Bryson Tiller.
that nigga was Bryson Tiller.
The song was hard though.
Yeah, but wasn't Bryson on that song?
No,
That was a different song.
Yeah.
Yeah, but my point, that has zero to do with my point. I don't give a fuck if the whole industry is out there trying to sound like Bryson. That has zero to do with my point of musically. Nah. You don't produce at the same output as these other gentlemen. You don't produce at the same clip or quality as these other gentlemen. I can't continue to have you above or in that same.
No, I'm not
Now, he
giving
may
an
be-
opinion here.
now, wait,
I'm just
now-
putting a point here.
now, wait,
Party's
I'm not-
last album was not great either.
Party has 1, 2, 3.
He's definitely shown consistency.
3.5 bodies of work, one of which I don't like. And even in that album, you kind of think it's cool.
Yeah, no, I don't mind
I'm
it.
probably
It's not-
one of the only niggas I know that trashed that album just because I think Party is much greater than that.
It was, to me, it was bad.
P1 and
within
P2
his
is
category.
just so amazing. So, but enough about that. So that's 3 bodies of work. Fucking Tory has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know what I mean?
But how many can an R&B fan
Jeremiah
name?
has a few now.
Well, you're naming people that have been in this music game a lot longer than Bryson. Jeremiah, I don't think is a comparison there. He's been in this shit for 10 years.
Yeah, you can't go.
Party been
Jeremiah's
longer
an
there
old
too.
nigga.
Yeah.
Party been there. Bryson hasn't been around that long, and he just doesn't. That's not his thing. Like Tory does the mixtape shit where he could put out a bunch of remixes to other songs. Like it's just not a fair comparison to me. Out of all the Tory tapes, how many can every R&B fan name? Can they name all of them?
This just sound like Please.
I'm gonna say this.
Just sound like Please.
I honestly feel like
And I like Bryson.
Bryson. This all came at him fast. Honestly, that's what I feel. I feel like here's a kid that just put out some music on SoundCloud and put an album out. I mean, and it was like I don't think he expected so many people to gravitate towards his sound.
I agree.
This fast.
I agree.
And now it's a demand for more, and he's like, shit. You know what I mean? Like, so I just think he's trying to catch up to the demand right now.
I don't think RCA was prepared either for the success of Don't, for the
Nah, they
success of
certainly
the
worked.
album.
Certainly worked.
So now it looked like either A, RCA was ready before he was ready.
Oh hell yeah! They was after that trap. So after he did the back-to-back tour in every city twice, RCA was like, "All right, what up? Let's do it again."
And it seemed like when he wasn't ready, every time they was ready, they decided to not want to ever be ready with him. That was confusing, but that was well worded.
He switched And he said on the album he switched management in between all this too. That can certainly delay things. And lose focus as far as putting an album together. So there's factors in there that you have to just put in. But every artist probably goes through these things. So you can't just say it was just him.
Well, I still like half the album. I still wish Bryson all the best. I'm still going to listen to it.
He's still going to do numbers. He's still going to do a great tour. I don't doubt that.
Oh, yeah, he announced a tour with Metro Boomin, and who else was on that tour?
I didn't see.
Huh?
Her.
Her.
Oh, her is on that?
Yes.
Ooh, I don't know if I can stomach all of those Bryson Tiller fans, but I'd like to see her live.
Pause.
That's not a
Yo, listen, I'm gonna tell you how wild that is.
Yo.
I heard it, and I wanted to
Now
pause
y'all are
him.
just reaching.
No. I wanted to pause
I can't
it, but
stomach something is a regular ass phrase. Y'all are just reaching now.